Now, reinventing retail. Shopping malls have long been a staple of consumer culture across the country.
But as brick and mortar stores continue to compete with online shopping, some mall owners are trying to reinvent the retail experience.
And tonight, Eyewitness News anchor Danielle North takes a closer look at some of the strategies being used to breathe new life into aging mall models. There is no denying that the retail landscape has changed in recent years. Over the past decade, we've seen many local and national chains close for good. But commercial developers are trying to reverse the trend and lure consumers away from their devices. For years, shoppers were drawn to malls for the convenience, dozens of stores all under one roof. But e-commerce changed that, allowing consumers a different kind of convenience from the comfort of their own homes. Eventually, one by one, Southern New Englanders witnessed the near collapse of several malls: the New Harbor Mall, the Lincoln Mall, and the Rhode Island Mall.
It was hard to watch something slip down. About a year and a half ago, we came through on a tour, and it was like going into a life-size time capsule. Nothing had been moved since the day they closed.
According to the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training, retail peaked in 2003 with more than 53,000 jobs, then started falling years before the 2008 recession and never recovered to its pre-recession levels. Private sector employment did, though. 2017 marked its highest number yet, nearly 436,000 jobs. The situation is similar in Bristol County, Massachusetts, where retail jobs peaked in 2005 and have yet to return to pre-recession levels.
As retail started to change, as shopping habits started to change, the mall didn't change.
First Bradley's, next Walmart, then Kmart either closed or moved, eventually leaving Fall River's New Harbor Mall close to vacant, until recently.
A lot of the country's best retailers weren't anywhere near Fall River and wanted to be.
A group of developers, including Ron Grulub, came up with a new vision, turning the mall inside out. Each store now has its own parking lot entrance, alongside new restaurants, a movie theater, and a grocery store.
What we tried to do is really develop the balance, the best balance that we could, of people that we thought would be the most successful and benefit each other.
The goal for the newly named South Coast Marketplace is to create an experience that drives greater shopper frequency.
There's a reason to come every week. There's a reason to come every month.
A similar formula being used to build back up the Rhode Island Mall.
Burlington Coat Factory moved here. Dick's Sporting Goods, Raymore and Flanagan's coming. They're really looking at destination and what can we do to be different so it's not the same 12 stores that everybody else has.
And Mayor Avedisian says he expects the Rhode Island Mall to be filled up by September. As for the South Coast Marketplace, they're hoping to have 85% of the retail space occupied by the end of March. We also did reach out to Providence Place and Emerald Square Malls. Both of their parent companies declined to participate in this report. I'm Danielle North, Eyewitness News.
And our coverage continues in the next hour. A business that was once unofficially banned from malls is now welcomed with open arms. We'll explain the change of heart towards gyms. That's new at 6.
Well, it used to be that the only sign of exercise you'd see at the mall were those morning walkers, but that's starting to change.
Fitness facilities are trying to make ailing malls healthy again. It's a trend that's taking shape, I should say, right here in southern New England. Several once struggling shopping centers are welcoming gyms. Eyewitness News reporter Danielle North takes a closer look at this strategy aimed at reinventing retail.
For decades, mall developers didn't want fitness chains as part of their portfolio, with reported complaints ranging from taking up too many parking spots to attracting clientele that didn't want to shop. Well, the near collapse of conventional retail has changed all that. Now fitness centers are breathing life into at least 2 local malls that were once close to extinction. Just a few weeks ago on a cold January day, Planet Fitness in Warwick held its grand opening. The sights and sounds of this active fitness center, a far cry from the silence and emptiness of the Rhode Island Mall as it sat for years, waiting for a new future.
I think malls in America, more so today with the Amazon effect, having some huge issues. But I think what you're looking at here is a model for how other malls could really renovate themselves for the future.
And other malls already are. A cycle bar is moving into Providence Place, and South Coast Marketplace is in the process of adding a new, yet-to-be-named fitness facility, along with a state-of-the-art movie theater, new restaurants, and a liquor store. Developers are trying to rebuild the one-stop shopping experience.
They are going to PetSmart because they have a dog or a cat at home. And they see 110 Grill. They haven't been before. So they go and they sit down and they have a meal at a great restaurant and they leave. They come back, they bring their dog in for the grooming station at PetSmart, which they didn't even know was there until they had visited the store. They go into Five Below. It's one of the most successful retailers in the country right now. One of the advantages of an open-air project like this is you can see the other stores.
In addition to a diverse mix of retailers, developers also need businesses that keep customers coming back more than once a week.
Now, in the new world, every landlord wants a gym because you're bringing shoppers, right? And you're keeping them away from their Amazon at home.
According to the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training, the number of health and fitness clubs in the state has increased 15% in as many years.
It seems like a lot of the smart retailers are making these kinds of moves. It makes all the sense in the world.
Another economic bonus of welcoming more gyms, more jobs. The number of people employed by health and fitness centers in Rhode Island is up 24% since 2002. I'm Danielle North, Eyewitness News.